All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream or another video working on my Rust editor, Vimlike editor. And first, I wanted to go through the things that we accomplished since the last stream. But before that, let me tell you, if you want to hang out and talk a little bit about the development, not only of the editor, but future projects, or if you want to talk about Rust in general, or even programming in general, I just created a Discord server, and the invite is going to be in the description of this video. Make sure you join and come chat with us there. All right? All right, so let's start talking about progress. So in our last video, we were able to successfully parse the themes from VS Code. And we had an issue that we were we were having problems mapping the VS Code scopes to the ones that we get from Tree-Sitter, right? And so if I open the code here, and I go to the VS Code theme parser, basically what I did since the last video was I went through all the scopes that we get from Tree-Sitter, and I mapped them to the ones we get from a VS Code theme. I think it's still not perfect, and you'll see that we have a few things that don't quite match 100% what we get on VS Code, but I'm definitely calling it good enough for us to not worry about theming anymore, at least for a while. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. Let me make this a little smaller, and here we go. So if we look at the themes folder here, we have a couple, right? And let me see the one that I have here. The last one that I tried was Dracula. Let me open the page for Dracula. Let me get VS Code here. VS Code. That's not how it works. Okay, IDEs. You know what? Dracula, VS Code. Here. So this is what it should look like in VS Code, right? So if we run it here now, this is what it looks like in our editor. As I said, not 100% the same, but I think it's pretty darn close, especially if you look at it here and here. You see that it's close enough that I'm calling it good. But not only for this theme, right? Let me open another one. I have here Nord. Oh, Nord has a comment. Let me open no, and I'm not, yeah, let me put that as a to-do. VS Code themes allow comments and dangling commas. So we can address that later. Let me just fix that real quick. Like this one here. Let's see if we have more. I don't think so. All right, this one. Like that, let's try it again. So we have one in 319. No, we don't. So what is this about? 319. Interesting, okay. Well, I guess Nord's not gonna work. Let's try Nightfox. And there's Nightfox, and I think it works pretty well as well as we move through. So yes, I'm calling this good enough for now. And then we're gonna take it from here. All right, so, and then what's the plan? What's the game plan for today? So today I wanna start working with the gutter, which basically is this part of the editor where the lines are shown. Then apply some styles if it's available from VS Code themes. And if we get to do that, which I don't see why we wouldn't be able to, I'm gonna go to stretch goals and start working on some editor configuration. And then the other thing that I wanted to do is to get enough movements working in a way that I can start building the editor with my editor, if that makes sense. Or at least trying to, right, to see the gaps that we have. All right, let's then start working with the gutter. And let me just say here that we're starting this at 00, 08, 55. So I can do the proper chapters on the VOD. All right, so let's keep Nightfox here. And I think if we go back to the editor, what we should do is go to the draw method. And I'm gonna add a method here that before drawing the viewport, we're going to do, oops, self.draw gutter, like this. And let's implement this new function. So it's going to be, oops, pub, don't need to be public function, draw gutter. Takes a mutable self. And it can fail. Okay. All right, so what do we need to do? Let me turn off Copilot. Like that. We need to, for all the lines that are visible in our viewport, we basically need to go to the position of that line and render the line number, right? I think that's easy enough. So for line for n in 0 to self.v height, cursor, so standard self, standard out, q, style, print, let's do a space, and then the line number, with spaces after it, and let's do n, where, and format, where n is going to be n plus 1, like that. Okay. And then okay. And then here, I think we need to do n, and here it's going to be something like, let me remember how to do that. Format, Rust, padding. Yeah, so let's do that with the width. And for now, let's, instead of doing like this, let's just do 5, I don't know. So cursor, move to 0, n, like that. And of course, the viewport is going to be rendered on top of it. So let's disable temporarily the draw of the viewport. Let's see what we get. So seems reasonable. Seems like we have the lines the way I expected. The only thing is that I think we should, what happens if we go one page down? So it's always showing, yeah, of course, this is not respecting the initial line of the buffer. Let's adjust for that. And I know we have that somewhere. Cursor X, cursor Y. Is that the VTop? No, I think that's, let me check. I think it's VTop. Let's see, so for n in self.vtop, no, not here. So n is going to be +1 plus self.vtop. Yeah. Cannot add usize to E16. Oh, this is. It's E16. U16 actually, let's see. So if I go one page down, it seems to be working. So if I go back to the top and then I manually go, yep, seems to be perfect. So let's just do the following. Let's see what is the maximum number. So we can only use the number of spaces we really need for the gutter. Here, how does this work? Do we increase if we get those line like 1,000? That's a good question. But I think we can do the way I'm proposing. So let's see, draw gutter. So we're gonna do let max line is gonna be self.v height plus self.vtop. Vtop is usize. Like that. And then let's len is gonna be max format max line dot len. like that. And then we can do, instead of 5 here, let's do width. And then width is going to be len. And it really should be max len. Yeah, let me remember how to do that. So what if I want to do this from a variable? The optional few characters provided with the width. Okay. Format variable length. Sorry, width. Oh my god. Format few variable width. This. Oh, the dollar sign is after, so like that. Okay. Yeah, so we always display the gutter with the amount of spaces that we need. That's good for now. I think maybe we should do this for the whole line. Yeah, do we know how many lines our buffer have? I'm sure we do. Len. So yeah, let's go back and let's make this max line instead of this. Let's do self.buffer.len. Like that. This way, if the file has 1,000, we always optimize for that. And you can see that now, as long as we are on the same file, the lines are not going to take more space. Good. I like that better. Okay, now we need to restore drawing the viewport, but we need to start drawing the viewport at the proper place, because if we just, oops, we just restore, it's probably going to override what we did before. So let's take a look at draw viewport. Okay. We need to have the viewport X, where the viewport should start. So let's take care of that. So that's going to be a U16 as well. And then Vx is going to be 0. Do we have the buffer? We do. So I think we should do Vx is going to be, okay, let's go to that max line. Let's make this a calculation. So let's create a function called max line, or gutter width. And this will return a U16. Okay. And then we want a space before it. And max len. Yeah, then we don't need to do this. I'm thinking, hold on, what's the best way to do this? Because the width is going to be, okay, thinking. Yeah, we can do max len -1. Yeah, I think that's fine. So width is going to be self.gutter width. -1. Format next line. Self.buffer.len. We can do actually, I think, self.buffer.len.parse string.len, maybe. Let's see. This is going to return a usize. Usize to string rust. To string, okay. To string len. And then let's make this usize. Self.gutter width. And then we can do -1 here. Like that. That should be doing the same thing, even though, yeah, we don't have Let me just disable the viewport again, just to see if our little refactoring here worked, and it looks like it did, but it's no longer aligning correctly, I think. Let's see. Ooh, what just happened? I just went back to the beginning. Ah, it's not using the same width every time. Let's see what I'm doing wrong here. So let len equals to this. Log len equals len, like that, and then let's return len. Run. Len equals 3. Oh, it's +1. It's not. So let me think. The len is not, oh, it is. Yeah, let's break this down. So what's the maximum line? And then let len equals to len. So the last line is 693, which has indeed 3 numbers. So the width has to be the gutter width minus 1, which is, oh, it's not minus 1. This is not gutter width. This is, if it's gutter width, we need to do len plus 1. And then we can safely do this here. Right? Let's see. Yeah, it feels like it's right now. So if we go here and we go back to the beginning, yep, fixed. All right, so now we can restore what this was before, like this, and just return it. Like that. Should continue to work, which it seems like it does. Oh no, we're doing gutter width 3. Now here we have to do +1. And now it's working. Perfect. All right. So now that we have the gutter, we need to move the viewport a little bit to the right. So let's tackle that. So x is always 0, so we're going to start with self.vx. Let's see what happens if we do that. Nothing changes. Why? If we are, so let's see, x equals 0. So every time x equals 0, we need to do self.vx. Like this. Try it again. Still nothing. Print charm. Is Vx being set? No, it is not. So let's go back to new. So when we instantiate the editor, this is being set to 0. But instead, we need to set it to self.gutter width. We don't have that here. Of course we don't. But we do have the buffer, right? So gutter width. So I'm just going to yoink it for now. Like this. Not self, but just buffer. Borrowed, yep, because I'm passing it here. Let Vx equals to this. Paste it here. Good. Yep, that's a lot better. Let's just do +3. And it's taking shape. Look at that. The cursor is wrong and all of that, but I think it's starting to take shape. So for now, let's make sure that we draw the gutter with the same color that we have for the default color for the editor. So if we go to draw gutter, instead of just print, we're going to do print styled content. And then where do we pass a style. So we can pass the theme style. Let's see. What is this style used for? Is this used? Oh, it is. So when you do to content style, it has a fallback style, which is the default. I'm a little bit confused, but I think we can leverage this guy. Draw gutter. So instead of print styled content, oh no, we can't use this. What we're going to do instead is we're going to instantiate, so let, thinking. What's the best way to go about this? Because our default style can have like a foreground, but not a background. So let's do, what happens if we do this format here, and then we do with self.theme.style.foreground. Yeah, let me see. What's the issue? Consider using expect. Right, let's do that. Like that for now. On self.theme.style.bg.expect. bg is defined for theme, like that. And with that, I think we're going to be rendering correctly. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, it does. It's the separation that is wrong here, because we are not clearing after. So here we need to do like 1, 2 for now. And now we have this correctly. Good. Okay. And here we only have one space. Let's do the same. So where we are vx equals, let's do +2. And then if you go to render gutter or draw gutter, where we do 3 spaces here, let's just do 2. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Now let me open VS Code theme. Let me get the one that I'm using there, which is Dracula. Base, NC, bright. So here we have terminal background, foreground. Do we have something for lines? Let's see. Editor line number, foreground. I think that's what we need. So, and that's coming from colors. Okay. Let's go back to our theme, and let's add, where's theme? Here, let's do pub, line, or gutter, style is a style. Right, and then let's go to VS Code. So here we are missing the field gutter style. And so let's get that. So let gutter style is going to be VS Code theme dot. Before we do that, let me go back to the other file. What's the name of the Dracula? It's colors. So let's start parsing colors for the theme. What is the here? Oh, you're already doing that? Okay. But is that line number? Editor line number. We are already using the, we already have the colors being parsed, so which is great. So this way we can just go ahead and add that here. So let's do the following. Let gutter style equals to style, and then foreground is going to be VS Code theme dot colors dot iter dot find color where, sorry, it's going to be color and value where color is editor dot line editor line foreground, or editor color editor line number foreground. Like that. Dot. unwrap, or no, this is an optional, so we can do it like that. And then background is going to be same thing. So maybe we can do, no, we have to run it again. V to the end of the line, yank, paste, replace this word to background. There we go. Okay. What is the issue? Can compare string with an str. Okay. To string, maybe. Oh, this is a double. We need to do that. Expected types, option color. Oh, of course, we need to parse RGB here. Dot map. We have the hex. Parse RGB hex. Like that. What's the issue now? Yeah, so found reference value. Why is that? This is returning string. This returns an option of the key and the value. That's exactly what I wanted. So what is VS Code theme? Let's take a look. Colors is string and value. That's the problem. So the value, yeah, we need to, yeah, that makes sense. Value has to be a string. So as str.expect colors are an hex string. Expected option color, found that option result, yes. Because this can fail. Unwrap for now. There we go. Like that, and then we need to just do this to dot to string. Then we need to do reference C twice. Missing fields bold, and let's do bold false, italic false. Or rather, can we do default here? We can. Okay. So now we have the gutter style. Let's just add that gutter style. Perfect. We're not using V here, and we're not using C here. Same here, and same here. Okay. And I think we have our gutter being parsed. Let's go back to our editor. And where are we doing that? Cell theme gutter style. Gutter style. Yeah, and in this case, we can't do this. So hold on. So let's do let fg is going to be self.theme.style. No, not style, gutter style. .fg unwrap or self.theme.style. Yeah, we can copy what we have there. Here. And then paste. Like this. And then the foreground is going to be the same, but with BG. So let's just do this. Equals self. Then this. So let's just replace FG with BG like this. And then here with BG. And this is BG actually, and this is FG. So now we should be using the gutter style, and if we don't have the gutter style, we're falling back to the theme default. Very nice. Let's see now what we get, and looks like this is correct. I think it's using a different color altogether for the line, and attempt to subtract with overflow at line 248. So self.width minus X. Yeah, and this can be, let's do dot saturating sub X. And we don't need this anymore. I think that's fine. Width is a U16, right? It is. Let's see now what happens if we go to the end of the file and we try to move further. That's fine. Perfect. Yeah, we need to stop printing this. Let's take care of that. Draw gutter. Cell V height. Last line is going to be self.v height, or whichever is less, right? Or what we can do actually is if let line number equals to this, and we can do line number here. Cannot mutate immutable. Yeah, that makes sense. And then if line number more than self buffer.len, continue. Let's see. Now if we go to the last page, we ran this correctly. No more artifacts when we, oh, interesting. So yeah, this line, we need to handle line wrap. Let me add that. But for now, what I'll do is I'm gonna truncate the line. So if we go to the last line, yeah, this line here is definitely wrapping. So let's see if we are trimming the line, and if we are, probably we are not accounting for the gutter size. So let's see, draw viewport here. Print chart, I think we just keep doing it. While at sum is iter.next. Yes, so if x is less than self dot viewport width, we print this. I don't think this is going to do anything, but we can try. Seems like it worked. Good. All right. I'm happy with that. Okay, so next, we need to fix the cursor position because we need now to account for the gutter. So let's see where we are drawing the cursor. Status line, viewport, set cursor style. Q show. Let's see where we're doing the move to here. So it's going to be self.cursor X. Now, I think cursor X needs to start self.cx. If self.cx is 0. And this is the, yeah, I think it makes sense to move it because we're resetting it to 0. So if you go to the draw, let's see what happens if we do here self.viewport X plus self cursor X. Okay, seems to work. Nice. And I'm thinking here, the gutter can be drawn after we do this, right before we flush, I think. Maybe not. That's yeah, I was trying to optimize because it's feeling really slow. Like the cursor is blinking badly when you move things around. But I'm not going to try to optimize it just now. Let's worry about optimization after. Okay, now let's see insertion. Does insertion works? It does. Look at that. Undo works. Let me delete a line. Undo continue to work. Nice, I'm impressed. This is working better than I expected. Okay, so I think, let's see what we achieved. Oh, I forgot to put the time for this guy. But both of these things are done. So let's go to our stretch goals. Do we want to do editor configuration? Or do we want to improve movements? Thinking. Thinking. Actually, let's do the following. Let's commit. More example themes. So let's go, and here's the viewport. Yes. Gutter style. Yes, and yes. Edit gutter. So gutter with line number. Lumber. Okay, good. So let's start thinking a little bit about editor configuration. I did some work. So let's try the other theme here, which is Frappe, the one that I'm using on my Vim. And let's compare. I think it's pretty, oh, we need to add mouse support as well. Like that, let's go to the beginning here. Yeah, I mean, the one designed for new Vim has a few things that I like better, like it's highlighting better, but I mean, it's good enough, right? All right, so now let's go to that config branch that I created. Let me talk a little bit about what I was thinking for the configuration. Okay, so I was thinking about how ZelyJ does configuration, because the main thing that I wanted to do is to start allowing the user to remap keys. And I think I like the way that ZelyJ tackles that. And it's also a project that I really like. And they use this configuration language called KDL. And basically, if we go to my configs and we open Zely, we open ZelyJ and config KDL. This is how they do the key binding, right? You have the modes, you have normal, locked, resize, and whatnot. And then they do bind, then the key that you want to do, and then a sequence of things you want to accomplish when you press the key, right? So it supports a lot of different things, which I find is very interesting. So for instance, you can do like switch to normal, and then you can provide the mode you want to switch to. There is this very complex example here where you launch a plugin, pass in some attributes to your plugin, and then do another action. That you can like do actions in sequence as well, which I think is pretty interesting, right? So, and I played with this idea. Let me see here. Red. We are on the branch. Let me see. So what did I do? Let me see here. Config. So I created this structure. The only thing that I found a little bad with KDL is parsing is not as straightforward as you would think. So for instance, here, I think I created a test. Here I created a test where we have key bindings, then pretty much emulating what we had on ZelyJ. And let me show you how nasty it is to parse this. So basically you have to parse it into a KDL document, and KDL document, you can get like pieces of the document. So in case I get the key bindings, and I think it's beneficial for us if I open another, the config file here, so you can know what we're talking about. Actually, let me go to config.rs, because we were talking about this structure here, actually. So then you get key bindings. You see key bindings is like a top level node. You get its children, and then you do, let me see, key bindings is the structure that I created, that I want to parse, is this here. So we have normal and insert. And then basically you need to get the children of the bindings node and iterate through them. And then you do, you get the name of this node here. And then you see, is this node normal or insert? If not, we say invalid key binding setting. Then you do get all the nodes of the children. Sorry, we get all the children of the node, so the normal node, let's say, and you iterate through them. And then here you have to map entries. It's no longer nodes, it's entries. And then the entries, let me see what I'm doing here. I'm converting them to string and then collecting as a vector of strings. Then I get the children of this node, And then, let me see. Trying to remember this a long time ago. Because what I ultimately wanted to do is to get this action descriptor. Let's take a look at that. So action descriptor. Oh, wait, what? Did Vim just quit on me? What? That was interesting. Action descriptor, come on. There we go. So I wanted to have like the name of the action. Let's see, normal. So the name of the action and a vector of things that we want to perform, right? So I think the name of the action would be like J, and then a vector of things we can do, which in this case would be only move down. That's, I think, was the ultimate goal here. And then you either add this action description, which I'm calling actions here. So you would have a vector of them with all of this. And we would then add it to either the normal or the insert key binding. So that's what I did. And then if we look at the test that I did here, is basically I think that where you would do this key binding, and then I get the J key binding, and then I make sure that it created, I have an enum here that it's either a binding result, an action, or bindings. Let's see, key bind. Oh, yeah. So bindings take a bindings. No. Bindings is a key map, which is a hash map of a string and an action descriptor. I'm a little bit lost, to be honest. Let's see. But let's see the test. That should make it clear. So down here. Yeah, I'm making sure that that J maps to an action. Oh, but the letter D, oh, yeah. Now I remember. Like the letter D here is not only D, is DD when you delete the line. So the child of this command is by itself an action descriptor. You can think that you could have multiple commands that do that, right? And now I remember where I stopped and I was having second thoughts about this, is that, like, for instance, if I am at a line here and I do, let me open Keycaster. Let me see if this is working. Yeah, let me put it here. So if I press delete to and then colon, it's going to delete to there, right? So the idea here is, how do I configure those bindings to accept like a wildcard key, right? Because I can do delete to and then anything, right? And how would I pass this thing up to delete to next car? So let's say that in this case, I did DT and this, right? And then I would need to call this with the colon as my attribute. And that's where I was struggling a little bit to think, what would be a good representation for this third parameter, right? And I was thinking maybe it's 0 here, which is like the 0th or the first parameter or something like that. But then I need to reflect it here. So that was a little annoying and I didn't know what to do. And the main reason for that you could say like, okay, so why not do anything that is more than one character? But I can't, because like escape is valid here. We could have something that is hard-coded, like, I don't know, like this, char, right? But then what do I write here? Do I do char? And then I need to start worrying about like when anything starts with a colon, then it's a special parameter. Didn't sound right to me. I don't know. So that's where I started to struggle. So I think if you're watching this video right now and you have a good idea on how we could do this, please leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I mean, it's a solved problem, right? I'm sure a lot of editors do this. How do Helix do key bindings? Now I'm curious. Let's see. Maybe we can find some ideas here. No. Maybe I probably have a configuration for Helix. Helix config tunnel. So they use tunnel, which I much prefer. Oh, so they do it like this. Keys, insert, keys. Oh, I think we're doing this. Okay, I love this. So much simpler. And then the actions are things that are, oh no, this is because it's a command. Okay, that makes sense. And then, yeah, the actions are actually those items. Okay. I think we have a winner here. I'm just curious to how do they do with commands that take extra parameter. So I'm thinking about it. So maybe go to line start is an enum, and that enum takes a value, and that value is not passed. That's maybe how you figure that out. Let's see. So just to remember, how does Helix do delete two, I don't know, delete 3 lines? Multiple lines. Five XD. So you do the, yeah, you precede that with 5. But what delete until character? Helix, delete everything until a character. Delete to end of line. Yes, this one here. Until there's a built-in support, go to last modification. So maybe they do not support that. Delete to end of line. The ret is a character in Helix, but not in Vim. So T ret D. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I think we should do TOML. That's for me is, now that I saw this, I don't think we should go any other way. So we're definitely using TOML. So let me abandon this idea of using KDL. Let's go back to master. Let's rename this branch here, config. Let's do git checkout branch config KDL. Let's go back to master, each branch delete config. Good. All right, let's start a new branch. And then let's create source config. Let's cargo add TOML. Then let's take a look at the TOML crate. And then let's create a config.toml. And let's see key bindings. Config helix config toml. Okay, keys, I like keys. Let's do that. So in our example, let's see that I wanted to remap. Let's see what I remap in one example of things that I remap on Vim. So here, key map. So yeah, Control A. Let's see one here that we already can use. Yeah, there's a lot of V splits and things like that. Okay, let's create something here. So let's do that. Let's map undo to P. We are not using P right now. So edit config helix config. So here we would do like P equals 2. And then let's open editor to see move to okay, let's say that P is going to be move up, right? Like this. Then we could do multiple things, right? Let's see, P is going to be move up and then move right, like this. So it would trigger 2 actions. TOML array, TOML array. Yep, even better. So P would be move up and move right, like this. Right? And I think we should start by parsing this and then remapping the key maps. Oh, but before we do that, I think what we actually should do, let me do this. Let's open the editor here. Let's go to the actions. Because now we're doing key maps hard-coded. So let's create a config that actually has all our mappings. Here they are. So actually, let's keep this one as a funny example. But on the normal mode, what we need is O is going to be insert line below cursor. And I wonder if I can do just this here. Yoink. P. word delete, same thing here. Delete, delete. Delete, delete, insert this, like that. Then we can do perfect. Oh, and we actually don't want this. Okay, then set waiting command takes an attribute. How do we pass that in? Set waiting command. In this case here, no, it's going to be, can we have a key on Tomo that is an array? I don't think so. But I think what we can do is the following. Let's see. Data types. Inline table. Let's see. Tomo spec. So in case I want to have multiple commands under G, I think I might need to do something like this here. So G is going to be, oh, and actually I don't even need those, do I? Let me see. Let's keep them. And they do have the same deal where if you have multiple, okay, so yeah, P is going to be, not P, but D, G. So G, I have the handle waiting command, and then for the command G, we have GG that goes to top. Okay. So then we do G again. Yes, and that's going to be moved to top. Love it. Then we have Z. But hold on, let me go back to our normal. So we did up to here. Let's do those. Let's copy everything. Why not? Yank, paste, whole thing, delete. Like that. Good. So good. All right, and then when we have some action like this, we want to do like this. Then we can do this and oops. Same here. Okay. And then here we can do this home, move to line start or beginning. Start. Same thing here. Move to line end. Then end is also going to be this. Then this is going to be also move to line. Then let's do replace this by this. Here, same thing. Like that. And then D is going to be, if we do is delete line. What else do we have on DD? I think that's the only one we handle so far. Handle waiting command. DD. Handle waiting command. And then if it, yeah, D is the only one, and the only one for Z is Z. And if it's Z, what we do is move line to viewport center. like this. Okay, we have B. B is, so actually it's Control B. This way is prettier. Page up. And then Control F is page down. Okay, so I think we mapped everything on the normal mode that we have here, except those here. Yank, paste. Let's see if I can record a macro here. Recording Q, go to the end, no. Q, Q. Let's go all the way to here. Let's do V, end of the line, move left twice, yank, create a new line, paste, oops, create a new line, ask, paste, go to the beginning, insert a comma, stop, go to the end, add a comma, stop, go up, go 2 words right, then do V, end of the line, yank, down, add equals, escape, paste. And then Q again. How do I redo the macro? Is that like this? Vim replay macro. Recording a macro, Q, Q. Yeah, I think I pressed S, escape. So I ruined everything. So, but I'm gonna do it again. Okay, so let's start recording a macro. Let's go to here. Then we're gonna do V, end of the line, move left twice, yank, create a new line, escape, paste, go to the beginning of the line, insert this, go to the end of the line, add this, equals, then go up, visual mode to the end, copy, down, down, add, actually go to the end of the line, paste, go down, delete line, and I think that's it. Let's see. Now, how do we replay it? So, like this. Almost. That didn't work too well. Oh, bummer. Let's see if we can do that again. So here, recording Q. Let's go here. Visual, end of the line, to yank, open a line above it, escape, paste. Let's stop here. What happens if I repeat this at the beginning of this line here? Oh, I didn't, yeah. So let's see, Q, there we go. There we go, yeah. I think I was close, but you know what? I'm gonna try it again. So here, we are here. Let's start our macro. Let's go here, move 4, do visual at the end of the line to here, yank, create a new line, escape, paste, escape, and then I go to the beginning of the line and 2 down to here. Let's see. Now we got it. Perfect. Very nice. Slowly but surely. Okay, we move them here and then Control V. Let's insert. Control V, oops. Insert that. Okay, ready for another macro? Let's go. So we're here. Copy from here to the end of the line, yank. Go to the end of the line, paste, insert, equals, escape, move right, insert, move, escape, go down, delete the line, go to the beginning of the line, and that's it. Let's see. Check this out. Not too shabby, right? Yeah, it's very fun to learn Vim. Hopefully with time I'll get more acquainted to it. That's partially the reason why I wanted to do this exercise, actually. All right, so we have our file with our key bindings for everything. So let's see if we can adapt this to using that. All right, so let's go to our config. Do we have anything? No. Let's create source config.rs, and let's create a function pub. Let's see, before that, let's create our config. So like this. And then we're gonna have keys, which is gonna be for each mode. Let me see here. Pub struct keys. And then we're gonna have normal key. Then this is gonna be a hash map of a string to a vector of actions, maybe? Yeah, I'll have to think about it. Let's see. Okay, and then I think not only actions, because we can have, like in this case here, enter mode, mode insert. I think like this most likely. It's gonna be enter mode, and then mode takes a mode, right? Enter mode, action, enter mode, yeah. So we'll have to see about that. Vector of action, actions. So each action can be either, yeah, let's leave it at that for now. And then we have normal, and we have insert. And then the config is gonna have keys. And then let's also do the theme, which can be a string pointing to the file. I think that's fine. So let me see here. Yep, pretty much what we have. Let's do theme equals themes slash nightfox.json. Now, why is mine not being, oh, it is. It's just that if you use quotes here, yeah. Nice. All right. So we have a combination of keys and then theme, pretty much that. Okay, so let's start writing some tests. Copilot off. Mod test. Use super asterisk and then pub. Copilot disable. Function test load config. Then we're gonna do, actually, let's do the following. Test persist config. Then let's do let's config equals to config. And then keys are gonna be keys. Normal, it's gonna be hash map. I think it's from. Let's see here. Rust hash map from. Yeah, I think it's this guy. Yeah, then you have a tuple off. Let's do this. Then you're gonna have, this is a string, so let's do O to string, and then the key is a vector of actions. Let's do it like this, and then action. Insert line below cursor, like this. Now let's go here to main. Let's do mod config. This, let's save this. Let's go here to the next one. Let's make sure we import hash map. Next one, import action. Let me see if action is actually, it's not public. As in as pub. We're gonna have other structures. Okay, I thought mode is mode public already. I think we're gonna have to make it public. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Pub. Okay. Perfect. So config, missing few theme, yes. Theme is gonna be theme nightfox.json. Okay. And then let's do toml. Let's see how we do serialization in the toml crate. We do parse. From str, and then to serialize, you do toString, okay. Let toml equals toml to string, config, dot unwrap, println, toml, like this. Here we go. To string. Missing field insert. Yeah. Insert is going to be hash map new. Keys has normal and insert. We're missing a comma here. There we go. So if we try to run this now, it's probably going to give us an error that we do not implement serialize. But let's see. Yep. Derive, serialize, deserialize. This guys also need to be. Serialize is not satisfied. Oh, because action is not serializable. Go ahead and do them, yank, and then we need to make mode as well. Serialize, deserialize, like this. Perfect. Now let's run our test. So if I want to, so we have the theme. Yeah, I wanted to print this. Toml is going to be string already, so we don't need this. So let me take a look. Theme, keys normal, oh, insert below cursor. Oh, this is an array always. We're gonna have to make this an enum, because either it's gonna be an array or just a single action. So let's do that. Pub, no, it doesn't have to be pub, so enum, it will. Enum, key action, it can have like a single, which is a string, not a string but an action. So did it work for the action already? That's awesome. Single action or multiple vec of actions like this. Good. We need this. Let's paste it here, and I think this has to be untagged, so let's do 30 untagged, and then here this and this. This and this, go to the end of the line, move back, change to key action. Like that. What happens if we try to run this now? Oh, key action, single. It's not a vector anymore. This, let's try this. Nice, now it goes like this. Yeah, I don't have a problem necessarily with it being like this without a quote. I don't think there's a way to force it to be a quote, but as long as we can like parse it, I'm fine with that. Let's see, test. Let test parse config. We do the following. Copy config.toml source.fixtures. So let me see how to deserialize. Let config, which is config, is toml from there's no from file. Let me see what we have here. From str or to str. Okay. Okay, so let toml equals fs read let's see. Read, oh, there it is, to string. And then it's going to be not themes, but fixtures config toml copilot disable dot unwrap from str toml like this. Let. And then here we're going to do another print line, and this time around we're going to do config, and then this. Doesn't implement debug. We can surely fix that. There we go. Okay. Mismatch types. Toml from this has to be an str, this, and then unwrap. And let's try this again. No such file or directory. So is this like source fixture? Let's see. Yes. So we're further along. What's the issue here? Invalid array. Some theme. Yeah, what I think is happening, let's see here, config, toml. Let's see how far we can go. So if we run it like this, it works. No, it doesn't. Oh, missing field insert. We have to do insert here. It has to be Serde default, I think. Same thing here, Serde default. Let's see. Yep, we got it. The config is loaded. Let's do it like this. Perfect. So we have single, quit, insert. Yep, let's undo this. Oh, but the action can also be a nested table of actions. Yes. So then it can be nested. And then if it's nested, we're going to have a key action. No. What do we have? Is a hash map of string and key action. Yes. It's going to be a hash map of string and key action. Is another thing this can be. So let's see. I think it likes it. Maybe. Oh, I didn't save it. Too bad. Okay. Invalid array. So let's see if we can go as far as this. I think we can. Let's see what did it do with the G. Yep, perfect. Let's go to here. I think we can go all the way to here, to be honest. Let's redo this. One failed. really hard to understand what the error is. Move line to viewport. So let's see. Still failed. To make this easier on us, let me delete this. This. Config rs. Let's try this again. Tomo message valid array expected closing bracket. Is it here the problem? Of course, we don't have a freaking quote here. Okay, so now I think we can go to here. Let's see if I'm right on that assumption. One failed. Duplicate key K. Ah, nice. Yeah, because I did this twice. Okay, now it passes. Multiple. Key, move up and move right. Love it. And now this is the tricky part. Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't. We'll see. Failed. Data did not match any variant tagged in num key action. Yeah, I agree with you on that. So let's see what happens on the counterpart if we come down here and we create what we want for the I action. Let's try that. So now we want to do letter I is going to be key action, single action, enter mode, and then normal. No, not like that. It has to be mode, normal. Like this. Yes. This is going to be here. Like this. Y. Like this. Perfect. So just missing a toString here. There we go. All right. What happens if we run this test? Sorry, this test here. How do you represent I? Oh, really? No, I don't want that. Fuck. Oh, man. Normal.I, really? Okay. I think we'll have to do that. So keys.normal.I. Enter mode. No, not like that. Equals normal. Okay. What can you do? Let's move everything back to here. Like this. My God. And let's run the test again. And now it passes. Oh, no, I ran the wrong test. This one. Failed. Let's see why. Invalid string expected. Did I fuck up again with the quotes? Where was this? Expected this or this? You see here. JKL 0. Is that because of this? Let's see. No. Let's comment those here. It works. So the problem is down here somewhere. Let's go to here. Doesn't work. So let's comment this one. Run, fails. Oh, is it the control F? No, that's a string, so that's fine. Let's see. Expected a quote and got a single quote? I don't know. So now it passes. Yep, I've just spotted it. All right. And now it still fails. What is the issue now? Did not match key action. Do we have something here that is not an action. Let's try again. Okay, this works. What if we uncomment this one? Still works. Is it delete line the problem? Let's see. Yes, it is. So it's not delete line. Let's see here. Editor, delete line. Current line. And yes, now we're passing. Good. All right. Now what do we need to do? We need to start mapping the keys. So if we go back to our editor here for a second, we are using keys. Yeah, so we're going to have to do some interpretation of the keys. All right, so before we do that, let's go to main and let's load the config file. So let config equals 2, and then we need to repeat what we did on config here. For now, let's make sure let's just handle the config on the same folder we are. Later on, we're going to put that on the proper config folder, but for now, we're good. So we're just going to load config.toml, then import config, import this guy. Like this. Oh boy. Oh crap. All right, now we have a config. Let's feed that to our team parse VS Code theme, and then config.theme. Like this, and then here, actually we can feed the config inside. We don't need to parse the VS Code theme here. Maybe we will. So config, theme and buffer. So config. Like this. Let's make sure that we have a config here, and let's pass it here. Okay, now handle normal event. So then if we have key code, yeah, so hold on, thinking. Yeah, so we have to check the modifiers to come up with the key for the action that we want to do. Before I do that, let me just fix my camera. Like this. Good. Okay. So if it's a key event, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do event. No. Let me think. The event itself is a key event. Right. Key event. And then I have code, modifiers, and the rest. Like this. Now, let mutable key is going to be the, oh, but it can be, yes, if it's up left, those things we need to, this is fucked up here. Hold on. Let me readjust my zoom here. There we go. Okay. So now going back here, this can be either a character or a known key. Okay, so can we do code.toString? No. What happens if we do it like this? Format code. What do we get? So let's comment everything here. Okay, compatible types, what's going on? Oh, because we are not returning anything? Yeah, let's do none. Okay. So let's tail. Just want to make this smaller. Okay, that's too small. So here we're going to do run. And then let's tail here. So what is the issue? Config is private, okay. Main. We're going to make this pub, and we're also going to make this pub. All right, can we run it? Nope. What is the issue? Okay, we don't have a config on which file? Editor. So let's go to editor. What's the issue? Let's import it. Good, no more issues, let's run. Invalid array, expected, okay. So we need basically to copy config.toml to our config.toml. Yank, Shift P. Then we don't need those. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. So now if we press down, oh, there's a lot of other logs. Let me find log. Those two have to go. So we're going to do it like this. And we don't need this vbuffer anymore. And we don't need this keyword anymore. Good. It's oh, we can't quit anymore? Okay. Too bad. Run like this, and then let's tail. And now if I do press it down, left, right, up, C is char S. Okay, so this gives us a good idea of, yes, of what we need to expect while doing our actions. Handle normal. So let mutable key, it doesn't have to be mutable, key is match code, key code char C, it's going to be format C. Otherwise, it's going to be the code like this. Okay. Let's import key code. Oh man. Try ignoring modifiers, not yet, because we need to do that. Let's see now. Oh man, not being able to quit is really a problem, isn't it? Where's the quit here? Key code, Q, return some action quit. Okay, action quit. There we go. It's not code, it's char, so let's fix that. Go, run again. No, this. Okay, so now if I press J, it's just J. Same with caps. Perfect. Let's quit. We can quit. Okay, so now we need to figure the modifiers. Match modifiers. What modifiers are? Key modifiers. How are we handling that? Yes, okay. And then if this is key modifiers control, we're gonna return key here. So let's do let key equals. And then if we don't have anything, it's just gonna be key. If it's control, we're gonna do format control and then the key like this. Oops. So now if I press Control F, there we go. Nice. Let me do same thing here for Control and Alt. It's going to be Alt like that. And then I think we can handle the key. To do that, what do we need to do? We need to ask our config for our action. Let action equals self.config.normal, no, keys. Let me dot normal dot get key. So this has to be public and this as well. Considering borrowing here, we sure can. Perfect. And then I think we just return this. So go to self like that. And the problem is that this is, what does this return again? It's a hash map of string key action. And key action is not what we're returning. So we need to handle multiple actions. Yes, we do. So for now, I think we can pretty much delete all of this. We're not going to need it anymore. And yes, this is trying to return a single action, but if we go back to config, this can be either a single action, multiple action, or it can be nested, and we need to handle the nested, right? Yes. So let's go back. Okay, the action is going to be this. Then we return sum of the action like this. And then if let action, key action, multiple action, no, not multiple, nested, that's correct. And then if it's nested, what we're going to get is another, yeah, so I think, yeah. So let's see, nested equals to action, to do, handle nested actions. And then we're just going to log can't yet handle nested action. And then action, sorry, nested, like this. Return none. Okay, none. Okay, and then this thing is either going to return a single action or a multiple action. Okay, so this is going to be a key action. What is action here? Yeah. Expected key action. Cargo check. Okay, so here action, oh, that's right. You know what? We don't need to handle this here. I don't think we need to handle this here. Yeah, let's just add to our config toml our quit action. Oh, we have it already. Good. Okay, those are the cases. If it's not a character, what has been pressed, we're going to do something else. Good. And then we're returning. It's an option off option. What is the type of this guy? Option. So we're not going to be handling waiting command yet. So let's just comment this guy. So what is the action here? It's an option of option. Oh, like that. So what now? Key action. We're gonna clone it for now. I'm not sure if we need to. Expected key action. Okay, so it's not here. So where's the key action? It's this guy, right? Yes. Clone. Cloned. Okay, that's fine. Trait bound key action clone is not defined, but we are defining it now. Config rs. Here. Clone. Clone is not, action is not clonable. Go to definition. It is now, it's going to be now cloned. Log is not being used. Now what's the issue? Expected option action. Let me see, does this, oh yeah. This is now going to be a key action. Let's go to handle insert event. Now we need to map escape and enter on normal. So let's do that. Config toml. Let's do keys insert. So escape is going to be we need to do that notation where keys dot insert dot escape is going to be this. Yoink. And paste. So this is going to be insert. No, normal. This is going to be insert. Right? And then escape, we don't have to handle anymore. And then enter, it's going to be a new line like this. Good. So let's get handle insert event. Let's put it right above handle normal event here. So we can copy stuff from it. And here is where we are handling the event. So I think we have to add another layer here. We have handle event, handle insert event. And let's add another function here, event to key action. And this is going to take an event. And it's going to return the same thing. Just going to copy that soon. And this guy has to be just self, I think, for now. Let's copy this to the end of the line. Yank. Here. Paste. Like that. And then we're going to need this code here. But how do we know if we're in normal mode or... Yeah, this is the thing that we need to pass in. So basically those are the mappings. So this is going to be a hash map of something, of string to key action. Key action, and this can be a reference like this. Let's import hash map. And then here it's going to be mappings. .get key .cloned. And this doesn't have to be a result. Just an option like that. There we go. Let's go here. Perfect. So this now returns an option key action. Okay. Yeah, this, I don't know if this needs a result. We'll keep it just for consistency, but so event to action, then this is going to be self.config.normal, like that. No. Self.config.keys.normal, like this. Actually, this doesn't have to be tied to self. So let's put it here. This just knows how to get an event and make it a key action. Let's get rid of this. No longer self. Delete to this. We copy this guy and we paste it here, like so. And then this is going to be insert mode, so like that. Key action, yes, sir. Like this. And then we have handle events. Execute action. Here is where we need to handle the different cases. So if match action, then if it's a key action single, easy action, we do what we were doing here. So this. Now if it is key action multiple actions, what we're going to do is for action in actions, self.execute action, like this. And if it's key action nested actions, good question. What do we do if it's nested? I don't think we handle it here. Why do you use iterm instead of alacrity? So DJ Vimlike, the main reason is because I don't use tmux, never got used to using tmux. So I use it for the panels. I like it better for the panels. But when I use, and when I'm in Linux, I use westterm and not alacrity. That's the only reason. And welcome to the stream, by the way. I thought nobody was here as usual. So I was talking just to myself. But yeah, that's the reason. And I really like iterm. I have used it for a long time now, if that makes sense. Okay, so if we have nested actions, yeah, we have to, let's do a to-do here. We need to be in a waiting for extra events and then handle them with the subset of actions we can handle here, like that. Okay. We don't have to do this anymore, or do we? I think we do. Self.execute. If it's quit, we don't do anything. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a flag, quit requested. You know, let's make execute return a boolean for now, and then if we want to quit, we just return false. Return true or false. Let that do true for now, and then here at the end we return true. Return? No return, just true. True, perfect. All right, now we need to check for the return of our execution here. Let quit equals this. If quit break. Okay. So if not self.execute, so if any of the actions request to quit, we return true. Otherwise here we return false. Okay. Mismatch type, expected enum. Yeah, it's not return, is it? Quit equals false. Mute. And then here quit becomes true. And then here we just return quit. Or can we do break true? I think we might be able to. And then this becomes false. Use break on its own without a value inside this for loop. Okay, so you can't do that. So this becomes quit to be a type bool, right? And this is false. And let's prefix it with an underscore like this. Let's see what happens now. If we go to our editor, what happens if we press a key? It quits immediately. So let's do some logging soon. Let's press, let's see. So J, it quits. Y. Self.execute. Action, quit, return true, and then Lacrete is much faster than iTerm. I compared with mouse scrolling test 43. Yeah, but I don't know if it's a hot take or not. But when I'm doing coding, at least when I'm coding, not when I'm following a log or things like that, I don't think that difference makes any difference, right? I don't think having a super fast terminal, unless I'm like doing a lot of scrolling, I don't think that changes the experience at all. Don't get me wrong, I probably have Alacrity here. No, not on this computer, but I use the Alacrity a lot with ZeliJ and things like that. But I never had a time where I say, oh, you know what? I wish my terminal was faster. Does that make sense? But I never ran into that situation. Okay, why is this quitting? We don't know. We need to debug. So let's see here. If quit, log requested to quit, just to make sure that this is the point that is giving us the, yeah. So basically we requested to quit. So let's log the action here. Action is going to be action. And if we run it here, single move down requested to quit. So single move down, I'm calling execute, move down, this guy here. What am I returning? True. That's your problem. Okay, now it's working. What if I go right, left? Left is not working. I'm moving up when requesting. So let's see, maybe I did this wrong. If I press K, what do I have? Move up. J, move down. Right, left. Seems to be correct. Let's see the key that I pressed. Hold on. So that's on event here. If it's a character, it's this guy here. Log, pressed, key. Let's see. J, move down. L, move right. Oh no, this is working. I tested it wrong. Okay, perfect. Then page down, page up. Okay, seems like our configuration reader is doing what it's supposed to do. Let's see if we can change a theme from Night Fox. Let's go back to, what's a light theme here? I think latte. Let's see. Yep, so you can see that we now have a different theme here. Very nice, but let's undo that. And let's create a command here that does multiple things. Let's create something like paste that we don't have yet. This is gonna do the following: move down. Oh, not like this. Oh, I have it already here. Move up, move right. And then, yeah, just like that. Let's test it. So if I'm here and I do P, I expect the cursor to go up and right to the S. And it just quits. Okay. Glad I tested this. The action was correct. It's a multiple, move up, move right, but I requested to quit because probably when I'm handling the multiple, event, I'm doing something wrong. Quit is false. If the execution returns false, then I set quit to... Hold on. So if execute returns true, I set quit to true. That's the mistake. All right, let's do it again. So if I press P now, I expect the cursor to go up, but it can be considered from a different point of view. Energy efficiency, it's much better battery time. That absolutely, I totally agree. Regarding the CPU, you're absolutely right. Right now I'm plugged in, but that's something I'm going to consider because I do think you have a point in that regard. Especially if you're doing like, if you're coding at a coffee shop and you have like a laptop, that can be a huge difference, like 43 versus 130. You're right. So let's press P now and see. There we go. We moved up and right. All right. So I think we tested everything with the exception of nested commands, and I'm good to do a commit. So let's see. We added the toml crate there. Then we have the new types of action now needs to be serialized and whatnot. We created the config file. We passed that to the editor. We removed this debug, this O to debug. Yes, we are now handling single actions and multiple actions, but not nested actions. Yes, we're now deferring handling keys to our new method. That should appear here soon. This one. This is config handling and config parsing. And I think we're good. So let's commit this. Handle theme and simple key mapping on config. Very, very nice. We need to do a force because we used to have a different config branch. And, oh, I forgot to add those new files. So let's add them. Git commit, amend, no edit, like that. Now git push. And we're good. So let's remember what we did today. I think we did awesome stuff. Like we completely redid the, oh, let me go to this file here. So let me add here. We did actually do the editor configuration as well. So we added a gutter. So if we go back to the editor here, let me close this guy. So I don't know if you guys saw the other videos, but we didn't have a gutter, this left-hand side indication of the lines. Now we do. So that's one thing we did. Apply style effects existing from theme. Not sure what this one is. Oh, to the gutter. Yes. So the second thing we did, which I think is kind of nested here, is the color that we render the lines here, the line numbers, is coming from the VS Code themes that we're parsing. So that's very nice as well. And finally, we did all this editor configuration, which was heavily inspired by what Helix does. So if we take a look here at our config file, this is what we get. We get a theme. Then we have keys on insert mode. And if we have keys, actions that take parameters, like enter mode needs a mode to enter, that's how we do. We do keys, insert, and then we press escape. It goes to the normal mode. We ported we ported all the keys that we already supported to here. We created this nested, not nested, but key press that does multiple things. It moves up and then moves right. So we have a key combo here when you press, or an action combo when you press P. The last thing that we did was to have nested keys like this when you press GG. So the first G key press waits for a second one. We didn't handle this case yet. I think this is going to be what we're going to do on the next video. And yes, I think this is very good progress towards having a fully functional editor. And I think after we finish handling the nested commands, what I really wanted to do was to start this thing here to add enough movement support to our editor in a way that we can use the editor to continue developing the editor, if that makes sense. That would be very, very cool, right? Okay, so I think I'm gonna call it here. This has been the longest video that I did so far. We've been going for 2 hours and a half. Wow, that time flew today. So if you made it this far and you like what I'm doing, please check the links down in the comments, especially the new Discord server, and consider joining our Discord server where we can hang out, talk about Rust, other programming languages in general, and more than that, talk about future project ideas, or even talk about the progress of this editor, what we can do to this editor to differentiate it from what's out there, and what would be fun things to try on an editor like this. If you have any ideas or not, if you just want to talk, make sure that you join our Discord, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next stream. Thank you. Bye-bye.